Let's dive deeper into the captivating, complex, and utterly human story of Allegra Versace, a woman who didn't just inherit a fashion empire, but carried its weight, its shadows, and its spotlight in ways few could imagine. This isn't your typical rags to riches tale, because Allegra was born into riches, opulent, overwhelming, and often suffocating. It's a story of a girl thrust into a world of gold-threaded dreams, only to wrestle with tragedies, expectations, and her own quiet rebellion. Picture a life where every step is watched, every choice dissected, yet she chooses to dance to her own rhythm, far from the flash of paparazzi, ready for the full, unfiltered ride. Let's unravel the enigma of Allegra Versace, with all the twists, triumphs, and treasures that define her. It's June 30th, 1986 in Milan, Italy, the beating heart of fashion, where art and ambition collide in a symphony of silk and sequins. Allegra Versace Beck is born, the first child of Donatella Versace, the blonde powerhouse already carving her name into the industry, and Paul Beck, a former model with a cool, understated charm. From her first breath, Allegra's life is anything but ordinary. Her uncle, Gianni Versace, is the maestro of bold designs, dressing icons like Elton John and Naomi Campbell, building an empire that's synonymous with fearless luxury. Her younger brother, Daniel, arrives in 1989, rounding out the family. But this isn't a glossy magazine spread. The Versace name is a double-edged sword. Glamour on one side, unrelenting pressure on the other. Allegra is about to learn what it means to live under that blade. Growing up, Allegra's world is a whirlwind of creativity and chaos. Picture a childhood in a Milanese palazzo, where marble floors echo with the hum of sketching pencils and the chatter of runway plans. She's surrounded by fabrics, velvet, satin, leather, each a canvas for her family's genius. But Allegra's not the loud, flashy type. She's shy, introspective, with a soul that finds solace in ballet. Her delicate twirls a refuge from the world's gaze. Her education is as eclectic as her life. The British School of Milan gives her a grounded start, but by her teens she's crossing oceans, studying art, history, French, and theater at Brown University and UCLA. Later, she hones her craft at Central St. Martin's in London, dipping her toes into fashion's academic waters. It's a nod to the family legacy, but Allegra's not here to play the part of a fashion princess. She's searching for herself. Then, July 15th, 1997, shatters everything. Allegra's just 11, maybe curled up with a book or watching TV when the news hits like a dagger. Her uncle Johnny, the man who called her his little princess, is dead, gunned down on the steps of his Miami mansion by Andrew Cunanan, a serial killer whose motives remain a dark mystery. The world erupts in headlines, but for Allegra, it's a personal apocalypse. She's haunted, replaying the moment she saw the news, her young mind tangled in guilt, wondering if she could have saved him. In a 2011 La Repubblica interview, she confesses she lived in the dark after that, a shadow cast over her childhood. The Versace empire teeters, but Donatella, fierce and fractured, steps into Johnny's shoes. Allegra, though, is left grappling with a loss that feels like it's hers alone. The Versace family's history is no stranger to tragedy. Long before Allegra's birth, her Aunt Fortunata Tina Versace died in 1967 at just 12, felled by tetanus. The family whispered of a curse of sudden death, a specter that The New Yorker in 2007 said haunted Allegra, weaving fear into her psyche. And then there's her mother, Donatella, a supernova of talent and torment. By the late 80s, Donatella's caught in a cocaine addiction that grips her for nearly 20 years. Allegra, barely a teenager, finds her collapsed in their palazzo, her vibrant mother reduced to a ghost. It's Allegra who drives her to rehab in 2004, shielding her from the press's claws. Sense and the New York Post in 2018 revealed how this role reversal scarred Allegra, forcing her to be the adult in a world that saw her as a child. She's not just a daughter, she's a caretaker, a protector, a secret keeper. Her parents' divorce in 2000 adds another fracture. Paul Beck retreats to Long Island, his quiet life a stark contrast to Donatella's Milan whirlwind. The Guardian noted the split's toll, with Allegra caught between two worlds, trying to bridge the gap. The weight of it all, Johnny's murder, her mother's addiction, the divorce, manifests in Allegra's own battle. Anorexia. Diagnosed in her teens, it's a silent cry against the chaos. Johnny's death and the media's relentless scrutiny fuel it. By 2006 at Brown, she's frail, her body a faint echo of the girl who once danced with abandon. A 2007 family statement confirms her struggle, and 2016 photos of a gaunt Allegra jogging in Milan, splashed across the Daily Mail, reignite public concern. She fights back in U.S. clinics, reclaiming her health. But the scars, physical and emotional, linger. Now let's talk about the moment that changed everything. 2004, when Allegra turns 18. She inherits 50% of Gianni Versace S.p.A., a stake worth $500 million. Overnight, she's one of the richest teenagers on the planet, her net worth soaring to $900 million by 2025. This isn't pocket change, it's an empire. Versace isn't just a brand, it's a global juggernaut, with boutiques from Tokyo to New York, collections that dictate trends, and a legacy that's immortal. Allegra's inheritance includes shares in a company that, in 2025, boasts annual revenues in the billions, fueled by ready-to-wear lines, fragrances, and collaborations with stars like Dua Lipa. She owns a slice of iconic properties, like the Versace mansion in Miami, now a luxury hotel, and a portfolio of investments tied to the brand's sprawling ventures. Her wealth isn't just liquid, it's woven into real estate, art collections, and the very fabric of the fashion world. But here's the catch. This fortune is a gilded cage. The world expects Allegra to strut onto the runway, to be the next Donatella, the next Johnny. They want her to dazzle at Fashion Week, to pose for Vogue, to embody the Versace ethos of bold, sexy confidence. Instead, Allegra recoils. In 2011, she becomes a director at Versace, but her role is strategic, not showy. She's not sketching gowns or schmoozing at galas. She's in boardrooms, quietly shaping the empire's future. Her wealth gives her power, but also pressure. Every decision she makes is scrutinized, every move a potential headline. She's not just managing money, she's managing a legacy that's larger than life. In Milan, her home is a sanctuary tucked away in a historic district where cobblestone streets whisper stories of the past. It's not a sprawling palazzo like the one she grew up in, but a carefully curated space that reflects her minimalist taste. Picture high ceilings, soft neutral tones, and floor-to-ceiling windows that let in the golden Italian light. The decor is sparse but intentional, a sleek Scandinavian sofa, a single abstract painting, and shelves lined with ballet memorabilia, point shoes from her favorite performances, signed programs from La Scala. There's no ostentatious gold or leopard print, no nod to the Versace aesthetic of excess. This is Allegra's space, not the brand's. In Soho, her New York loft is similarly restrained, a haven in the city's creative heart. Exposed brick walls, a vintage record player, and a small collection of art books give it warmth. A corner is dedicated to her ballet practice, with a portable bar and a mirror where she stretches in solitude. These homes aren't just places to live, they're fortresses of calm, designed to keep the world at bay. Allegra's wealth could buy her anything: Birkin bags piled high, diamond-encrusted Rolexes, or a yacht to rival a small island. But she doesn't play that game. Her style is quiet: tailored coats, simple cashmere sweaters, and ballet flats that let her move unnoticed through city streets. Her money flows instead into her passions, the things that make her heart beat faster. Ballet is her lifeline, a love she's nurtured since childhood. She's been spotted at small dance studios in both Milan and New York, slipping in with no fanfare, just a woman in leggings and a worn leotard, losing herself in the music. These aren't high-profile classes with celebrity instructors. They're intimate, almost anonymous spaces where she can be a student, not a Versace. Her wealth funds private lessons with top choreographers, but she doesn't flaunt it. She's there to learn, to perfect her arabesque, to feel the freedom of movement. Theater is another quiet obsession. Allegra's time as a theatrical dresser in New York wasn't just a job, it was a love letter to the stage. Her fortune lets her back small productions off Broadway or in Milan's fringe theaters, projects that might never see the spotlight without her support. She's not listed as a producer, no need for the credit. Her money also flows into philanthropy, though she keeps it under wraps. Sources close to the family, cited in a 2023 The Biography piece, hint at donations to mental health charities and eating disorder clinics, causes tied to her own battles with anorexia. There are whispers of scholarships for young dancers, funded anonymously through trusts. Allegra's generosity is like her life, private, purposeful, and never for show. Privacy is her ultimate luxury, and her wealth makes it possible. In a world where billionaires live stream their lives, Allegra's a ghost. No Instagram, no X posts, no paparazzi shots at Coachella. She employs a crack team of security experts and lawyers to keep her off the grid. Her homes have state-of-the-art surveillance. Her travel is discreet: private jets booked under aliases, back entrances to venues. When she attends a ballet premiere or an art gallery opening, she's there and gone before the cameras catch up. This isn't paranoia, it's survival. The media's hunger for Versace drama, her mother's addiction, her uncle's murder, her own health struggles, is relentless. The Daily Mail's 2016 photos of a frail Allegra jogging in Milan proved how invasive the spotlight can be. Her money builds a wall against that, letting her live on her terms. But being an heiress isn't just about ballet and boardrooms. It's a constant dance with the past, a negotiation with the ghosts that trail her. Allegra didn't just inherit $500 million in 2004. She inherited pain, responsibility, and a narrative she never asked for. Johnny's murder in 1997, when she was just 11, left a wound that never fully healed. He was her little princess nickname giver, the uncle who saw her as more than a Versace. His death, gunned down by Andrew Cunanan on a Miami morning, wasn't just a loss, it was a theft of her childhood. La Repubblica in 2211 citò le parole che disse di aver vissuto nel buio dopo, tormentata dal rimorso, come se il suo amore avesse potuto salvarlo. As Versace's largest shareholder, she feels the weight of his dream. Every decision she makes as a director, approving a new collection, signing off on a store opening, is a nod to Gianni, a promise to keep his vision alive. But it's also a burden, a reminder of what was taken. Donatella's addiction, spanning 1987 to 2005, was another inheritance of sorts. Allegra, barely a teenager, became the family's anchor, finding her mother collapsed in their palazzo, driving her to rehab in 2004, shielding her from the press. Essence and the New York Post in 2018 described how this role reversal shaped her, forcing her to grow up fast. She inherited the job of holding the Versaces together, a role no child should play. Even the family's whispered curse, stemming from her Aunt Tina's death at 12 from tetanus in 1967, feels like a legacy. The New Yorker in 2007 noted how this haunted Allegra, a specter of fate she's had to push aside. Her wealth can't erase these inheritances, but it gives her the tools to manage them: therapy, time, and the freedom to step back when it's too much. Managing a fortune of this scale is a job in itself. Allegra's not out there day trading or flipping real estate. She has a team of financial advisors, some of the best in the world, who handle the minutia. Her stake in Versace generates dividends, a steady stream of millions that funds her life. But she's not passive. As a director, she's involved in high-level strategy. Should Versace expand into sustainable fashion? Partner with a tech brand for smart clothing? Her voice matters, and she's learned the language of business, balancing creativity with profit. Her wealth also comes with scrutiny. Tax authorities, shareholders, even distant relatives watch her moves. Every investment, from a new Versace hotel to a personal art purchase, is a potential headline. She navigates this with a quiet savvy, keeping her financial footprint as discreet as her personal life. Yet Allegra rewrites the heiress script. She's not the party girl popping champagne at Ibiza clubs, nor the tragic figure crumbling under pressure. She's not Paris Hilton or Ivanka Trump leveraging her name for fame. She's Allegra, private, purposeful, fiercely independent. Her wealth could trap her in a cycle of galas and gossip, but she uses it to carve out freedom. She's chosen paths that defy expectation. Working as a theatrical dresser, a gritty job that smells of sweat and stage paint, taking minor acting roles, like in 2014's Dior and I for the experience, not the spotlight, assisting a non-Italian designer to learn, not to lead. Her money lets her experiment without needing to succeed, but her drive comes from within. She's not coasting on her fortune. She's building a life that's hers. Her career choices reflect this. Sure, she's a Versace director, but she's also dabbled in the arts, working as a theatrical dresser in New York, a job that's gritty and unglamorous, far from the catwalk. She landed minor acting roles like in 2014's Dior and I, and even assisted a non-Italian designer flexing her creative muscles outside the family name. These gigs aren't about fame. They're about freedom. Her wealth lets her explore without needing to make it. She could bankroll her own fashion line or produce a Broadway show, but she doesn't. Why? Because Allegra's not here to prove anything to the world. She's proving it to herself. Let's zoom in on her private life, or the fortress she's built around it. In an age of Instagram influencers and TikTok confessions, Allegra's a ghost. No social media, no candid posts, no day-in-my-life vlogs. The New York Post in 2018 speculated she's never had a serious relationship. But Allegra's silence kills the gossip. Married Biography in 2023 lauded her for dodging the rumor mill, a feat for someone with her profile. She's spotted at rare events, maybe a ballet premiere or a low-key art gallery opening, but she's not there for the cameras. Her love for ballet, noted by the Biography in 2023, is her one public passion, a thread that ties her to her childhood. The media, though, can't resist. Her anorexia, her mother's scandals, her uncle's murder, they're all clickbait. Allegra's response, a masterclass in control. She's not hiding, she's choosing. Her wealth shapes this privacy. She can afford to disappear, to live in gated compounds or rent entire floors of boutique hotels. Her money buys silence, non-disclosure agreements, private jets, and a lifestyle that's invisible to the public eye. But it also isolates her. Imagine being 39, worth nearly $1 billion, and yet unable to trust most people you meet. Her inner circle is tiny, trusted friends, family, maybe a ballet coach. She's not lonely, but she's guarded. A woman who's learned the cost of vulnerability. So what's Allegra's life like in 2025? Picture her in Milan, walking cobblestone streets, a scarf hiding her face, ballet slippers in a canvas bag, or in Soho, sipping coffee at a corner cafe, sketching in a notebook no one will ever see. Her wealth is a silent partner, funding her quiet existence. She might attend a Versace board meeting, her voice steady as she weighs in on a new collection, then slip out to catch a matinee at a small theater. She's not chasing trends or headlines, she's chasing peace. What makes Allegra's story so magnetic? It's the tension between privilege and pain, fame and anonymity, legacy and individuality. She inherited an empire, but not the desire to rule it. She's lived through murder, addiction, and illness, yet she's still standing, still dancing. Her wealth is staggering, but it's not her identity. She's not the Versace of billboards or gala guest lists. She's the Versace who drove her mother to rehab, who battled her demons in silence, who looked at a $900 million fortune and said, "I'll define my own worth." As the sun sets over Milan, imagine Allegra at a ballet studio, her body moving with a grace that defies her past. She's 39, the heiress, the survivor, the enigma. The fashion world waits for her to claim the throne, but Allegra's not interested in crowns. She's crafting her own legacy, one step, one choice, one quiet rebellion at a time. And that's the twist that makes her story unforgettable. In a world that tried to own her, Allegra Versace owned herself.